Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What is going on, brothers and sisters? It is Daniel here. We're back here again today. Alhamdulillah. Today I want to watch this video. This is from the recent visit that Donald Trump gave to Dearborn, Michigan. For those of you that don't know, Dearborn, Michigan is the most Islamically populated city in the United States. Interesting. You know, it's election time. So, of course, he wants to visit everywhere and talk to people and try to get their vote, right? So it'll definitely be interesting to see what he's got to say here. You know, perhaps addressing the Muslim ban. Excuse me, that a lot of Muslims like to talk about the supposed Muslim ban, which personally I don't really know the ins and outs of. I've heard arguments on both sides about this. I've heard that some people are actually misunderstanding what it was and this and that. So I don't really know about that, but maybe they might mention that. And of course, the Israel, Gaza, Lebanon, Middle East crisis. You know, it'll be very interesting to see if anyone puts him in the hot seat about that, because I feel like I haven't seen that yet. And it would be very satisfying to kind of get an answer, a straightforward answer out of him, you know, on this issue. Granted, he has, I believe in the past, he has met with Netanyahu and advocated, strongly pushed for ceasefire in the past. So I think based on that, we can kind of guess that he wants that to stop. And as well, I think he's a good businessman. And I think what America is doing in terms of supporting Israel with funding the boom, all the booms, I think it's not a smart business move. I mean, not only is it unethical, but it just doesn't even make sense. Why are we paying for that? You know, it doesn't make sense. So I think based on that as well, I would think that Donald Trump wouldn't be a supporter of this. However, like I said, I have yet to see him give like a very straightforward like statement about what he believes here. And he may not, he likely won't, because it's a very divisive issue, especially in the US. It's quite split, the American opinion on this issue. You have a lot of Christians in America that believe that they need to support Israel because the Bible talks about Israel, but they don't understand that the Bible that's talked about the Israel that's talked about in the Bible is not necessarily the government of Israel that exists today, right? The Israel in the Bible is a specific group of people, and that's independent of the government, the state of Israel that we know today. And I think it's difficult for a lot of Americans to kind of wrap their heads around that, and they feel like they're betraying their own religion by critiquing or by critiquing Israel. So it's like I said, he may not give a straightforward answer on it. It politically speaking, it's probably not smart for him to do that, given that it's election time and he doesn't want to lose votes. So he's probably going to be very political and speak around it and try to please everyone. But we'll see. Anyways, this should be interesting to see what happens here. Donald Trump in Dearborn, Michigan. Seems the crowd is loving him. Okay, yada yada, shake hands, smiles. Donald Trump always points at people.
Get out of the way. Move.
It's my Donald Trump impersonation. Okay.
Was that necessary to make the comments in that form?
Oh, yeah, sure. She's a war hawk. She kills people. She wanted to, even in my administration, she was pushing that we go to war with everybody. And I said, if you ever gave her a rifle and let her do the fighting, if you ever do that...
I don't know who he's talking about here.
...too well, I will tell you right now. But she's a war hawk who wants to go kill people unnecessarily. And if she had to do it herself and she had to face the consequences of battle.
I'm assuming he's talking about Kamala Harris,
For her to
but I
talk,
don't know.
but she wouldn't be doing it. She's actually a disgrace.
President Trump, will you have Nikki Haley campaign with you at all in the final day?
Well, she is campaigning. I mean, she's campaigning.
She's actually a disgrace. I want to get it.
Guys, you said last time, President Trump, you said last time you would.
I want to work on my Donald Trump
Kennedy Jr.
impersonation.
Whatever he wants with healthcare. What
Well, he's
actual
going to have a
role?
big role in healthcare.
HHS,
In
maybe?
fact, we just left. In fact, I think he might be here.
He's right behind
He's
you.
right here.
You're comfortable with.
There's the man.
Run
You're comfortable with
HHS.
his.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Very interesting figure, and I hope that, like Donald Trump just said, I hope that he does get the ability to influence the politics and the what's the word? The policies of healthcare in the United States. I think I don't know if any of you have ever seen any of his speeches, but they're really great. He brings up really great points in terms of the health of the American people. It's so bad now, and obesity is skyrocketing, and all these corporations are just like poisoning people and for money. It's crazy. The pharmaceutical industry is involved. The food, the agricultural corporations are involved. It's totally corrupt. It's totally horrible. And, you know, it's like, as a nation, what do you have if you don't have good health, right? If you have bad health, everyone's sick, which then you can't think well, then you can't defend yourself, you can't act, you can't work hard. So it's like health is super important. And I feel like Americans over the last 40, 50, 60 years, it's just gone down, right? So I hope that he does get the ability to make some policies to positively impact the health of America. I think that'd be great.
On vaccines, Mr. President.
We'll be talking about a lot of things, but he's going to have a big role in healthcare, a very big role.
Is it
He knows
HHS, maybe?
He knows it better than anybody. He's got some views that I happen to agree with very strongly, and I have for a long time. I mean,
On
for
what?
years, you and I would agree. We'll be seeing it as a...
What about his views on vaccine and maybe a position at
All of these
HHS?
things will be talked about.
This meeting is for the community of Dearborn, so please let us welcome Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Got some big Trumpers in Dearborn, Michigan. Imagine that.
Let me share a couple words. Let me share a couple words for our president, for our future president and former president, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
All right, here we go. Hit him with
A
it.
wise man once said, "Peace is the prize," and I stand before him today. As Arab Americans, we unite against the betrayal of those in power. Our families back home suffer, their cries for help echoing across borders, while the world remains silent. It is time to prioritize our nation's best interests and foster lasting peace for all. This current administration has failed miserably in all aspects of humanity. It is imperative that the Republican Party recognizes the contributions of Arab Americans. No longer will we tolerate the narrative of fake news that seeks to demonize our people. We are proud Americans enriching this nation with our hospitality, education, and hard work, from doctors to human.
To be fair, I don't feel like in the recent past there's been much fake news demonizing Arab Americans. I don't think so. Not from the right, not really from the left. I don't see it. But then again, I don't really follow American media that closely.
Humanitarians and poets to politicians, we embody the spirit
Of,
of
yeah, but of course, historically, in the in the early 2000s, it was heavy.
resilience and progress.
But you should be talking about Palestine, man. What are you doing talking about? Oh, we're being demonized by fake news. Like, come on.
We look to a Trump presidency with hope, envisioning a time where peace flourishes, particularly in Lebanon and Palestine,
All right.
maintaining the integrity of our borders. We appreciate the recent letter regarding Lebanon. However, I can't stand in silence when Palestine is being erased. Please help us stop the bloodshed. No amount of money or power should be prioritized over human life.
That's pretty heavy. That's pretty good.
U.S. citizens should decide elections, not foreign entities and biased media sources.
All right, all right.
We must reclaim the promise of our forefathers, the freedom of speech, untainted by censorship from social media giants. These platforms should serve as the public spaces, allowing us to reveal the truths and shine the lights of the injustices around the world. As we approach the next election, let us be clear: the outcome will reflect.
Man didn't drive it home. He didn't drive it home, man. He just kind of tickled it. He just kind of tickled it, just agitated it, and then skipped on his social media. Is that really that important?
The ineffective policies and leadership that have put us all at risk. I believe that you will stand up to corruption, fostering peace and prosperity through diplomacy rather than through bombs and bloodshed. I, along with many others, truly appreciate that you made it a priority to visit Dearborn, one of the greatest cities in the United States. It is vital to keep building these connections and strengthening relationships with our incredibly intelligent community, especially after the election. Now, I would like to honor our future president, Mr. Donald Trump, with a plaque on behalf of all peace-loving Michiganders, from a quote from Ronald Reagan that says, "Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means." Thank you very much.
All right, yeah, that was. We'll see what Donald Trump says here, but like I said, that was ultimately unsatisfying. I wanted him to drive. I want to see somebody put Donald Trump on the hot seat about Israel and Palestine. Like, get that out of him. Try and get that out of him. But Donald Trump's really good at talking around stuff. But let's see what he replies with here.
People from Lebanon, and we have to get this whole thing over with. We want to have peace. We want to have peace on earth, all over. And these are wonderful people, and I very much appreciate it. And being with you in Dearborn is really
Thank you very much.
Yeah. See how he never mentions Palestine, never mentions Israel. Yeah, I know a lot of people in Lebanon. Yeah, Lebanon is also important. But like, elephant in the room here, you know. Let's address the elephant in the room here. That's how I feel.
It's in the hand of Michigan, because Michigan will decide this election, and Michigan is turning around to be a Republican state. Thank you.
I don't know who this guy is either. He's not the mayor of Dearborn. The mayor of Dearborn doesn't like Donald Trump. Refused to meet with Donald Trump during this visit, which I think is silly. It's like if you don't like somebody and you disagree with him, especially if it's a person of power and you have the opportunity to meet with them, and you don't take it because you don't like them, it's like, well, you just wasted a huge opportunity. Sit down with them and try to understand them, and then tell them why you think they're wrong. You might say something that they never heard before. They might consider what you're saying. No, like, it's just, I don't know why he chose to act like that. Like, it's just weird. Like, this is not how you solve problems, especially if you're a politician. This is not how you solve problems. You have to talk. You have to communicate. Can I get a picture, Mr. President? All right, I don't think much is gonna happen here.
best president we've ever had.
Thank you. Let us get him through. Let us get him.
What food do you have? I want some good food here.
He said, I want some good food.
These are great people. These are great people. I like that guy right there.
Get the man some food, man. Donald Trump just asked you for some food. Get him some food. Get the man some food. Don't waste his time. Make him read a menu. Just get him some food, man.
Because we really do. We have a great feeling for Lebanon, and I know so many people seeking Trump, and I've had a good relationship with them. This is it. This is where they are, Dearborn.
President,
We want their votes, and we're looking for their votes, and I think we'll get their votes. What do you think? Do you think we'll get their votes? I have a feeling we're going to get it.
President Trump.
I'm looking for those votes.
Just now, we're doing very well in Michigan. We're doing very well in Pennsylvania. We're doing great in Arizona. 8 up, 9 up, something like that. And overall, we're doing extremely. Somebody said 97% chance of winning. You saw that? 97%. But I don't know about that. All I know is you have to go out and vote.
If Kamala Harris
Are
advises,
you going to all go and vote? And you wouldn't vote for Kamala? No. Kamala. Nobody's going to vote for Kamala.
if Kamala Harris advisors are saying that you will
Nobody's gonna vote for Kamala.
victory no matter what and ahead of time, what are your comments?
All I can tell you is she's an inferior candidate. She shouldn't be running. She didn't get one vote. She is totally an inferior candidate. She shouldn't be running. They took it away from Biden. And they've treated Biden very unfairly. I have to tell you that. When you talk about democracy, they have treated him very unfairly.
Mr. President, the Vice President has criticized your elevation of Robert F. Kennedy. She just said that she thinks he's the last person in America that should be involved in healthcare planning. How do you respond
Well,
to that?
that's because they've lost him. He was a Democrat all his life. It's the Kennedy family. He's the first one to do this, and they've lost him, and they're very unhappy about it. And I think they're very unhappy about their poll numbers because she is sinking like a dead ship. And no, he's great.
You mentioned
He
specifically.
is a great guy. I've known him a long time, and he's
Ask about Gaza.
very simply he wants to make people healthy, and I think that's a good.
And you mentioned
You were asked
specifically
about your
women's
healthcare
health.
plan.
Yeah,
It's on me, Mr. President.
Coffee's on me. Now here's the mayor of a big city. More people should be a mayor like him. He's on a big city. Thank you, sir.
Coffee's on me.
Let me have one.
We're gonna need it.
You can give them some coffee too. We'll calm them down, right? You want some coffee? You want some? She's gonna have some. Yeah. I don't drink coffee, but these are mine to eat.
Mr. President, you.
Doesn't even. He doesn't drink coffee. I just love watching Donald Trump speak. It's like so predictable. Everyone makes fun of it. It's so easy to make fun of. But it's like good. Like he has a way of connecting with people. He makes people feel important.
And it'll be great. And take care of these people.
Can you give us a
I swear the dude like doesn't eat. You never see the dude eat or like drink water or anything. He just goes.
My name is El.
Doesn't eat, doesn't sleep.
Albert Adams?
All right. More questions here. Let's see if we can get anything good here.
I think that Liz Cheney is a disaster. All she wants to do is blow people up. She's a war hawk and a dumb one at that. And if you ever put her into the field of battle, she'd be the first one to chicken out. She wouldn't fight. She'd chicken out so fast. And that's all I say. These are the people. They don't mind killing people, but if they had to do it themselves, she wouldn't fight. She's a coward.
When is disqualifying for someone who's running for president to agree?
Oh, someone just said genocide. What is that?
Someone who's running for president to agree? Mr. Trump, do you think what's happening in Gaza is a genocide?
Sir, what conversations did you have?
No answer. No answer. That's what I'm saying, man. He might think that it is, but he can't say it. And he might think that it's not. I don't know what he thinks, to be honest. But he can't say it now because it's election time. Politics is a weird game.
Yeah, good conversation. We're going to bring peace. You're going to have peace in
Oh, wait, what was that? What was that? Netanyahu?
When is disqualifying for someone who's running for president to agree? Mr. Trump, do you think what's happening in Gaza is a genocide?
Sir, what conversations did you have recently with Prime Minister Netanyahu about bringing peace to the Middle East?
Somebody asked, what are some of the conversations you had with Prime Minister Netanyahu about bringing peace into the Middle East?
Yeah, good conversation. We're going to bring peace. You're going to have peace in the Middle East, but not with the clowns that you have running the U.S. right now. You're going to have peace. You're going to have peace in the Middle East, and they should have peace in the Middle East. but not with the clowns you have in the Middle East.
Is it usual in
Let me tell
America?
you, what you have people in the Middle East that aren't doing their job, and you have people in the U.S. that aren't doing their job, and when they get it together, when they get it right, you're going to have peace in the Middle East.
Have you talked about a specific end to the conflict with Prime Minister Netanyahu?
I always talk about things like that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very typical Donald Trump answer. All right, still a little bit. I don't know. He's a little bit got into it, but not all the way. We'll probably. I want to check this question out more. I want to see what Kamala Harris has to say about this. That was what Donald Trump's got to say. Not much, to be fair. And I'm not like again. I think he could be good for the situation there in the Middle East. I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't bet money on it. I'll just say that. Betting is haram anyway, but I wouldn't bet money on it. Anyways, may Allah bless you generously for watching this video with me, and inshallah we will see you all in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.